It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Morty Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Adjuatin Krama Domina. Coming up, Ghana National Petroleum Corporation Board and management come under scrutiny after allegations of allowance increase by a whopping 150%.
GNPC has been on a salary increasing spree, approving for themselves very fat allowance. This cannot continue. If you see what they've done with other allowances from $500 to $850.
Also coming up, doctors at Konfuanochi Teaching Hospital and other medical workers threaten to abandon post over accommodation concerns.
Personal monies to renovate these bungalows because the hospital at that time didn't have, and it's been agreed they will be deducting as part of your rent. So it's not for free. So if we meet and the decision is all of us should stop work, we'll look for accommodation.
Still in this package, Boko Central Member of Parliament Mahama Yarga petitions Office of the Special Prosecutor again over controversial Bank of Ghana new headquarters. And later, National Tenants Union demands immediate publication of beneficiaries of the National Rental Assistance Scheme. We have details of these stories and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. Remember, this bulletin is live on Facebook on Citi 97.3 FM. We're also live on all our partner stations across the country. In the Western region, you can find us on our Dream 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady. In the Bono region, this is Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyang. In the Ashanti region, find us on Adrimpa 99.9 FM in Karia. In the Volta region, you can find us on Heritage 107.3 FM Hohoi, Freedom 88.1 FM in Sugakope. In the Northern region, this is Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In the Upper East region, Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Northeast region, Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigu.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you very much for your company this afternoon. Let's start off with the Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Kujetua Blakwa, who is demanding a regulation of the discretion of boards and chief executive officers of state-owned enterprises to determine their own salaries and allowances. This is coming on the back of an allegation by the MP that the board and management of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, has increased the allowances of its members by up to 150% increase per diem for the board chairman amid requests for an increase in the CEO's salary. Speaking to Citi News, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa described the situation as unacceptable.
The GNPC has been on a salary increasing spree, approving for themselves very fat allowance. I mean, if you look at the percentage rise, in one swoop, 150%. It used to be $400 or 400 euros or 400 pounds, depending on where you are traveling to for daily hotel rate. They've increased it to $1,000. This cannot continue. If you see what they've done with other allowances from $500 to $850, $700, I mean, they are just on an increment spree. And I have other memos where the CEO is demanding a pay rise, virtually seeking to double his salary. This cannot continue. And so I have initiated steps in Parliament to have a private member's bill where Parliament will step in and will have to approve all of these conditions of service. The current chaotic arrangement where you have the boards and their management incessantly approving these things for themselves without recourse to even the health of the national economy cannot continue. And I am determined to make sure that Parliament steps in so that we can have some regulation.
That was Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. He's Member of Parliament for North Tongue. Now to the Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yarga, who has filed a second petition with the Office of the Special Prosecutor concerning the controversial new headquarters of the Bank of Ghana. The MP had accused the governor, deputy governors, the board of directors of the Central Bank and the project's coordinator, Gold Key Properties Limited, of corruption in the construction of the new head office in Accra. In October 2023, Mahama Yarga petitioned the OSP alleging procurement breaches and requesting an investigation into the matter. On March 11, 2024, he submitted another petition to the OSP asking or seeking updates on the issue. Let's do some more stories this afternoon. The Electricity Company of Ghana has warned of more power outages in the coming days. Several communities within the Greater Accra region and other parts of the country were without power between the hours of 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. yesterday. The situation many have attributed to a return of doomsday. According to the ECG, 630 of its distribution transformers in communities across its operational zones are currently operating above capacity due to increased power consumption. The company knows that between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m., the demand for electricity rises, putting pressure on its transformers. In a statement on the recent power outages, the ECG assured of ongoing upgrades and new projects to address customer concerns. Meanwhile, some frustrated residents of Koforidua in the Eastern region in a City News interview demanded a load-shedding timetable to help them plan accordingly.
It's rather unfortunate this is really happening. We don't know if we are experiencing some load shedding or they've been offering our lights of late at Koforidua, specifically where I'm staying. I don't know about other areas. I just saw two-stream area, and they can off the lights in the morning, on it around 6 p.m., have lights for like 2 hours, then they off it again till the following day.
What is happening now is absurd. Indeed, it is absurd. ECG should just give us a timetable so that we know what to do when the lights are on. Businesses are suffering. Individual homes are suffering.
What I'm asking is, if you are saying this and really it's load shedding that we are experiencing, why are they not giving us a schedule, a timetable, so that we know that at this hour, this area, we are going to experience the load shedding?
Those are some residents of Koforidua in the Eastern region. Away from that to some health stories now. The Deputy Health Minister designate, Alexander Kwesiakwa, believes government intervention is needed in resolving issues surrounding dialysis treatment in Ghana. Kwesiakwa explained that whereas dialysis treatment has not received adequate attention, the government intervention will be necessary to ease the burden of renal patients. He made the remarks in response to questions posed to him by the Appointments Committee of Parliament on Tuesday.
In the past, we may not have given serious attention to this condition, and it would have been a condition that may be treated as for the bourgeois, for the big people. But now it's prevalent. Issues of dialysis everywhere. But it's so difficult to have dialysis operation in some of our smaller facilities. It's a specialized area. Even if you want to acquire the machinery, you need specialized personnel to be able to run it. And so, for a start, government intervention is needed so that as time goes on, we can create the enabling environment to get the private sector involved. So we avoid the crowding in most of the major facilities, because if we have been able to train specialized nurses and it's easier for us to have the machinery, then it becomes easier for people to have access to that service at a cheaper cost.
Well, Alexander Kwesiakwa also expressed concern over the premiums paid by clients of the National Health Insurance Scheme, describing the amount as inadequate, and proposed a stakeholder discussion on co-payments to reduce the cost of NHI in cares daily.
Over the period, we realized that funding has been a major issue. As much as government has tried to ensure that most of the indebtedness are cleared. Healthcare is a daily thing. Almost every day, health insurance incur some level of indebtedness because of the daily attendance. And so we have to look at the funding of health insurance. The premium that we pay forms just about 3% of the total revenue generated. And now health insurance is battling with co-payments. Is a major issue, is battling with co-payments. And one of the things that must be looked at is the fact that we have to get the providers, based mainly the private ones, to come to terms with the fact that if co-payment is the thing that must be done, we have to come clear and start the conversation.
Alexander Kwesiakwa is Deputy Minister Designate for the Ministry of Health. Let's stay on health because doctors at the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital and other medical workers say they will be forced to abandon posts to look for accommodation over concerns that their current residences have been taken over by private developers. The leadership of the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital medical workers say its members have been given a week ultimatum by the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council to vacate their current abode as their bungalows have been reportedly sold. Ashanti Regional President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Pakwesi Beidu, tells Citi News the outcome of an ongoing crunch meeting will inform their next line of action.
If you don't have somewhere to sleep and you are given 1 week, will you be at work and where will you put your things? So every doctor in the hospital will leave where look for accommodation. If that is what is termed a strike, so be it. Nobody is striking. Every doctor, if we meet and that's the decision, will all leave the hospital and go and look for accommodation so that our things will not be thrown out of our legally assigned accommodation. And these accommodations are not for free. We pay. Some of us spend personal monies to renovate these bungalows because the hospital at that time didn't have money. And it's been agreed they will be deducting as part of your rent. So it's not for free. So if we meet and the decision is all of us should stop work, look for accommodation, we will do it.
That was the Ashanti Regional President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Pakwesi Beidu. But the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council says it is relocating all government workers who are within an enclave of state lands around the Nyame and Ishia, which have been ceded to the Meshia Palace. The Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah says new facilities are being put up for the affected government workers and refuted claims that they are being forced out.
Some of the structures are sited on maybe an acre plot of land. If you have an acre plot of land, having just a 4-bedroom house, we demolish it and we put maybe 6 or more of such buildings on the same plot to enable us to have enough land space to build the accommodation that we need. Originally, we decided to build 200. Now we've reduced it to 180 because we are sure that the 180 will be enough for all those that we are going to relocate. And this location is one site, that is one contractor's site. And here we have more than 30 structures. As you can see, most of them are above 80% complete. Only few will be around maybe 75. What is left is the fixing of electrical gadgets and those things. And after that, they will do the landscaping. And these ones will be ready. They are various levels of completion. So if I hear somebody say that we're giving him 1 week to vacate his bungalow or something, they should produce the letter so that we know the author of that letter.
Simon Osei-Mensah is Ashanti Regional Minister. Away from that, the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu Asamoah, says his outfit has initiated a legal action against the Ministry of Education for not fulfilling an earlier agreement. The Commission instructed the ministry to promptly address the grievances of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, at the University of Environment and Sustainable Development regarding the government's failure to disburse their online teaching support allowance, leading to a strike. Despite numerous attempts, the ministry has not responded to the union's concerns, prompting the commission to pursue legal recourse. Here's Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu Asamoah, speaking to Citi News.
At the last hearing, the commission realized that its directive is given to the Ministry of Education for the payment of some allowances and certain actions to be taken in respect of their issue with the university had not been done. So the commission directed that the legal department seek an enforcement and compliance of their orders. So the case has been referred to the legal department to go to court.
Ofosu Asamoah is the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, we'll talk to you about the National Tenants Union who are demanding immediate publication of beneficiaries of the National Rental Assistance Scheme. Please stay for details.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Thank you for staying. Now, the National Tenants Union of Ghana is asking government to immediately publish the list of beneficiaries of the National Rental Assistance Scheme instituted last year. The union contend that although the Ministry of Works and Housing has recorded more than 1,000 beneficiaries from the scheme since 2023, with a disbursement of about 19 million cedis, it failed to provide information on the identities of the beneficiaries. In a statement issued today, the union stressed the need to review the identities of the beneficiaries on regional basis and specific communities. Moving on now, government has assured of steps to revamp the Bogoso Prestea mine as soon as possible to secure the employment of workers of the firm. Mine workers of the Future Global Resources Bogoso Prestea mines recently demonstrated against what they say is a mismanagement of the mine, which they claim has affected productivity and the payment systems of workers. Answering questions on the floor of Parliament, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, says the inability of the Future Global Resources to inject the requisite capital into the operations of the Prestea Bogoso mine has rendered the firm defunct.
The figure, the company has, however, had some challenges in injecting the requisite capital, and the operations of the mine has come to a halt due to the disconnection of power to the mine. The ministry is working with all relevant stakeholders to ensure that the mine is revamped as soon as possible. Mr. Speaker, let me assure my good friend, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Prestea Buni Valley, the chiefs and people of Prestea Buni Valley, and this August House, just as we did for the Obuasi mine, which was put under care and maintenance, and the BBN mine, which has been dormant for 7 years, government will work to revamp the Prestea mine and secure the employment of its workers. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, the board chair of the Minerals Commission, Honorable Barbara Otin Jesse, has been on me, the ministry, and other stakeholders for a workable and lasting solution to this long-standing challenge, so as to revamp the local economy of Prestea Buni Valley and thereby create jobs.
Samuel Abujinapo is Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, will stay in Parliament because the ranking member on the Energy Committee, John Jinapo, has accused the Electricity Company of Ghana of peddling falsehood regarding its reasons for recent power outages. ECG has attributed the intermittent power cuts to faulty transformers with overloaded capacity, but John Jinapo contends that the real issues causing the return of Dumso has not been reviewed by the ECG and managers of the power sector.
This is a problem for every well-meaning Ghanaian. This is not even about politics. If there's a generation deficit, let the industry players admit that there's a generation deficit. Let them be candid to Ghanaians and stop this hogwash of so-called maintenance of transformers. How come all of a sudden, the whole of Ghana, areas being operated by ECG, all the transformers are overloaded, and they ought to be maintained. And the maintenance schedule, instead of doing them in the afternoon, they are telling that they will maintain the transformers during peak hours. The energy sector is collapsing. This sector is the backbone of the Ghanaian economy. If we do not speak truth to power and continue to placate each other and deceive each other, very soon the whole sector will collapse and there will be no economy. We can't keep on piling this debt. But let me assure you, I will take this up with the IMF, because it's an IMF conditionality that we must desist from piling up this debt.
John Jinapo is the ranking member on the Energy Committee of Parliament. Away from that, the Ghana Water Limited says it will petition the Engineering Council over damages caused by urban road contractors during construction works. Managing Director of the Ghana Water Limited, Dr. Clifford Brymer, attributed the shortages in water supply to the Tamale metropolis to best pipelines caused by contractors working on major road projects. Dr. Brema bemoaned the harm caused by contractors on the Ghana Water Limited's operation on the City Breakfast Show on Citi FM, which he says has left them contemplating the implementation of a demand management program to ensure residents in Tamale have access to water at least once a week. He told host Bernard Avle that contractors are often giving additional funds to relocate supply pipes that are found within construction range, but they usually ignore and cause damage to those pipelines.
Our pipes are broken here, the pipes are broken there, the pipes are broken there. And I'm telling them, despite the limitation of the volumes of water that we produce on daily basis, if you look at the per capita consumption of individuals in Tamale, Changni in Tamale today is a section or a suburb of Tamale. Kataraka in Tamale. These two are enough for somebody to verify whether their pipelines has not been broken. I see, Kumasi, we had one, Kofi Job, or how do they call him? I see some of them appear to look too powerful. And I tell my people, nobody is bigger than the laws of this country. And so they should not give them the chance. Some of them, my staff go to talk to them, and they try to rubbish them. And it is something that the engineering council, fortunately this morning we are having a briefers meeting, and it's one of the issues I'm going to raise, because by our engineering profession, you just don't go onto building or digging anywhere without recourse to an existing structure.
Dr. Clifford Brima is the managing director of the Ghana Water Limited. And now Ghana's Abeku Jackson, who secured both bronze and silver medals in the 50-meter and 100-meter butterfly finals in the swimming event of the African Games, has expressed his frustration regarding the negative comments from fellow Ghanaians before the event commenced. The competition, which took place at the Boteman Aquatic Center, where Jackson's impressive time of 53.80 in the finals of the 100-meter butterfly final event contributed to Ghana's total medal count of 5. In an exclusive interview with Citi News, Abeku Jackson, also serving as Ghana's skipper, emphasized that the pessimistic remarks circulating before the games are detrimental to the morale of athletes striving to represent the country.
You hear volunteers coming to you, passing out a word or two. It's not right for athletes. It's if you understand sports, you understand the athlete wants it more than anyone, more than even the media. The athlete wants it more than the volunteers who are whispering. The athlete wants it more than, probably they even want it more than the coaches. Every athlete in Ghana wants to be on the podium. And for you to give out negative comments, it's especially like, I don't go on social media during my events, but obviously I hear some comments that go on about athletes, be it male or female, be it relay. It's not nice because you want to motivate the athletes to do their best. These athletes here training day out, train 9-10 sessions in a week, have 4 gym sessions, and are doing a lot for their country, and all you're doing is giving negative comments. It's really not nice. It doesn't motivate the athletes, especially knowing, because I'm an athlete, I know how much work I put into my training. I know how much effort I put into it. I know how much training and sacrifice they have to make. And hearing negative comments from outside, it's not really nice. But then again, for me, I'm used to the pressure. I'm used to what comes with it. But I speak for other athletes out there that probably didn't voice it out. It's not fair, and I'm happy to win my 2nd medal. And I hope every athlete in Ghana is watching and make us proud. I just want the best for every athlete in Ghana.
Abeku Jackson is a Ghanaian swimmer. Now, Vodafone has officially transitioned into Telecel. This rebranding forms part of strategic acquisition of 70% majority stake in Vodafone Ghana. Speaking on the sidelines of the official rebranding, the Chief Executive Officer of Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obo-Nai, assured customers of innovative digital inclusion on the Telecel network.
And we unveiled the Telecel brand. We started with our employees in the morning at the conference center, so they will see it first. And then in the evening, under the leadership of the Vice President of the Republic, we outdoored the new brand to our key stakeholders at the Labadi Beach Hotel. And so today is another big unveil for our masses, for our partners, for our customers, so that everybody will see the new brand and what it brings. We have announced our brand promise that they are going to see an experience that is very different in our network, in the way we deliver service to our customers, and also importantly, the mobile financial services. There will be a lot of digital innovations that will come up. And so we announced our app called the Telecel Play, that everybody should download it. And over the period, you begin to see the changes that will happen, especially in the financial services. So that's what is happening today. From here, we are going to Circle to also do what we call the Happy Feet, interact with customers, give them souvenirs, show them the brand, and then we will move to the regions because it's Ghana Telecom. So we are...
You heard Patricia Bonashis, Chief Executive Officer of Telecel Ghana. Let's now go over to the ground and speak with our reporter, Emmanuel Opon, who joins us live at the official rebranding of Vodafone Ghana now to Telecel. Emmanuel, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time here. Can you run us through, first of all, what journey Vodafone Ghana has come to transition now to Telecel?
Okay, Ajwa, thank you very much. If you can hear me, the official rebranding has been quite exciting, with patrons commending the new Telecel. So just like you rightly said, telecommunication is very crucial in our everyday life. So way back, I can recall that from Ghana Telecom, it's rebranded into One Touch, then Vodafone Ghana, then now we have Telecel. And so as part of move or strategic move to position...
Emmanuel, please reposition yourself. We are struggling to hear you on the line.
Hello, Ajwa.
Yes, much better. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I was just trying to recall right from the initial stages where we had the Ghana Telecom, and from Ghana Telecom, if you could recall, it moved or rebranded to One Touch. Then from One Touch, it went to Vodafone Ghana, and subsequently, or now, we are celebrating or unveiling Telecel. So just like you did mention, it has come a long way, and the CEO of Telecel Ghana, that is Madam Patricia, did highlight that it's strategic in move to promote or serve their clients better. Although it has been rebranded, she promises that connectivity on this platform, that is Telecel, will serve customers better. We know that the telecommunication space has been very competitive, and as that, she assures of more investment to meet the demands of clients and customers.
So, Ima, you've mentioned one of the things you are promising with this rebranding, but what other things should we be looking forward to? Because especially with network connectivity issues, some customers of the brand have been raising concerns about lack of proper connectivity since the rebranding occurred. So what assurances have they been given to this and other promises for the rebranding?
Okay, so the group CEO, it took a one-year transition period, that is right from February 2023 till now, 2024. So looking at the kind of investment they are promising, I could bet that it's going to be exciting for patrons and customers on the new Telecel. He did allude to the fact that they are going to leverage on AI. If you could recall, they had this chatbot, and so they are going to enhance the chatbot interactivity to serve clients and customers better.
Very well. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Opon. He's my colleague here at Citi FM, Citi TV, bringing us that official transitioning of Vodafone Ghana to Telecel. Before we go, the Ghana National Fire Service is concerned about the shortage of fire tenders and the prevalence of faulty equipment throughout the Greater Accra region. According to the service, more than 8 areas within the region currently lack fire tenders. A member of the Public Affairs Unit of the Fire Service, Alex King-Nate, stated that a few tenders received several years ago have broken down, while the remaining ones have not yet been replaced since the last consignment was received 15 years ago.
Tenders that we use are custom made. So because they are custom made, they are not out there on the market that you can easily go and purchase them. You need to send your specification to your service provider to have a custom made one for you. So because since about 15 years now, we've not received a single fire tender. So Kaswa, Wija, Amasaman is broken down, Abilimpi is broken down, STC Yard
is broken down. Wager within the SEC area is also broken down. A place like Amomoli, there is no fire tender there, even though there's a fire station. Another worrying one for us is an area like Dome, Kwabina, Ashoman Estate, Taifa. There is no single fire station there.
You heard Alex Kenati. He's a member of the Public Affairs Unit of the Ghana National Fire Service. And that will be all for today's package of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. For more news, please visit citinewsroom.com. My name is Adjoa Tinkrama Dominamini. Thanks for your company. Have a good afternoon.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.